Hi, guten Tag, bonjour, konnichiwa, how? Aye up, mate.
I guess you want to know why you're here.
Well, it's my job here to tell you about our research into Slung Low. The question was, how does Slung Low control / manage their audience in a performance? We picked the words control / manage. Control seems quite forceful and the audience might not get to see everything they want to because they're controlling what you see, while manage is freedom and they get to see anything they want to. Alan Lane describes it as
Everything within the box we as makers put there. We create levels of fiction in which the audience experience the show, and although the audience have freedom to look at what they wish within the box, they will see nothing that was not put there on purpose for them.
Although it's not from Birmingham. Yeah, he did! The word managed is used because when the audience enter the room, they have 5 minutes to explore the whole room and pick apart the small world. They're given, you get it, small world. I don't care what it is, flush it! Slung Low uses a range of mediums to communicate with their audience. These consist of written rules, live actors, sound, and video. If you look under your chair and you're one of the lucky ones, you will find a set of written rules. Rule number 1. Share this with the person to your right. Rule number 2. Watch carefully and follow any instructions given to you. Everybody, shake hands with the person to your left. You're fired. Rule number 3. If I say hi, you say ho. Hi! Oh. Rule number 4. No recording equipment allowed during the presentation. Can't be too careful. China stole Kelly Brook's face the other day and used it to sell condoms. Rule number 5. I hope you realize by now you're already watching one of the mediums Slung Low used. If you did, take a gold star. Now to the academic of it. Have you ever heard the proverb, if a tree falls in a wood and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, of course it does, but that has nothing to do with this presentation. But a question we do have is, does each audience member create their own experience from a Slung Low show, or is every show the same? So many questions! Slung Low depend on audience interaction with the set to create the levels of fiction needed to narrate the story. In Small Worlds, the audience are asked to do various things in order for the story to be told in different ways. For example, you are told to read the postcard given to you in the dining room. Without doing this, you wouldn't realise his brother was in the army fighting in Afghanistan. When I asked fucking A-Unit about when they come up with how they move audience around in a piece, he said,
the way we guide the audience around is pragmatic. For instance, the trails in They Only Come at Night were only put in 3 days before the performance, compared to Helium, where the actors were pretty much always in the concept.
So, we know that a Slung Low performance has several layers of fiction, and we know that the way an audience is controlled is starts to put different points in the devising process. But how does this relate to audio?
Richie points out so eloquently in his email, Question Time with Richie.
The things we think are essential for you to see will be pointed out by the narrator. The rest of the time, you're free to explore the world. If you go through his bedroom and look at his books, he's reading the things he collects, then hopefully that makes the piece much richer for you as an audience member, but it's not essential to your understanding of the piece.
Okay, moving on, let's go, let's kick it old school with another quote from the enigma that is Alan Lane. We asked him a question about the use of live performers, and he said, I always choose actors as the primary way of managing an audience due to the fact they don't rely on wires and add to the overall narrative of the piece, such as the ushers in Helium, who are part of the story. It's also important to have trust in your actors as they are dealing with the audience. And the skunk tail fell in the soup. But seriously, one of Slung Low's biggest problems is the failing of their multimedia. I mean, a lot of the narrative comes from videos and sound through headphones. So, if for any reason this breaks down, the audience are bound to lose part of the plot. This could also affect the way the audience is controlled / managed in the space. In small worlds, the audience often has no idea that the media has failed and generally have no problem keeping up with the plot. However, they tend to stay within the box waiting for instructions on when they can carry on, and this ruins the timing of the journey. In the case of this occurring, the ushers have to go into the box and move them along, ruining the illusion. To combat this problem, Slung Low used the ushers who are in character in Helium to keep the audience entertained while they fix the problem, and therefore the audience gets the full time in all boxes and there shouldn't be any timing problems. I am now going to perform a Slung Low magic trick for you. Yay! Magic! What I want you to do is close your eyes. No peeking now. Don't ruin the performance for everyone, or a big mosquito will come down and bite the enamel of your teeth. Okay! Now don't open your eyes until the count of 1, 3, 2, 1.